So because Russia has withdrawn its money from the dollar, because Russia wants to trade in ruble, because the giant Russian company Gazprom wants to sell oil, to sell gas and oil, so oil and gas, to Europe in rubles and not dollars, and because the dollar is not backed by anything other than American guns, America is scared. So it wants to put sanctions on Russia so that it wants to collapse Russian economy so that it can come and gobble up Russia and take off most of Asia. But what has Russia and China and India and South Africa and Brazil have set up an international bank, an alternative bank to the World Bank and the IMF. This bank will start in 2016, and this bank has been given reserves, $100 billion, and another reserves to stabilize the currencies of both nations. And these nations have agreed to cooperate between themselves so they don't use the dollar as a reserve currency. And that was really the straw that broke the camel's back. First, you withdraw, your reserves from the dollar, and then you set up an alternative bank, and then you capitalize that bank. So you want to take our bread, you want to take our resources, you want to take the only thing that we depend on, this paper with graphics called the American dollar. You want to take that from us? That is why America now starts setting up what we call red flag operations. Red flag. A red flag operation. A force, sometimes called red flag, sometimes called force flag. Force flag. A force flag is where you go and commit a crime and blame it on somebody because you know there is an advantage in there. America did the Gulf of Tonkin. The Gulf of Tonkin was when they said that the Vietnamese had attacked an American ship in the Gulf of Tonkin that launched America into the Vietnam War, although America was already in the Vietnam War. The other false flag was, when Japanese attacked an American port called Pearl Harbor. America knew the Japanese were coming. They had intercepted Japanese communication, but they didn't warn anyone because they wanted to achieve maximum maximum casualties to cause horror so that America can go in the Second European War, known as the Second World War. The other false flag was when Churchill allowed the town of Coventry to be bombed and destroyed, Coventrized. It was the expression, even though they knew that Germany was coming to bomb it. The other false flag is what you hear now of these girls from Nigeria, the so-called Boko Haram. The Boko Haram is funded by United States. Boko Haram is funded by European nations. It is part of America's war on terror, to create terror, to terrorize these nations, so that once all these children have been captured, once the town has been bombed, then the country is shown as not able to protect itself. And then they begin calling on the colonizer, calling on the dominant nations, calling on the United States to come and protect them.